Sorry, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to people who are watching after the live session. I do have a theme. I'm going to say just a few words about what we can do outside meditation, because it really does affect how your meditation goes. Meditation, in a way, is a more intense glimpse of your mental states. But of course, you're going to experience those the rest of the time of the day, even if you're not as closely aware of what's going on and what's happening in your mind. So what happens outside of the meditation is very important, in terms of how it might affect experience in the meditation. We're a sort of continuous stream of mental events and activities. So there's a lot outside the meditation. Even just remembering the best of the mental states you've had in meditation, I think, is really useful. Just to remember the calm or the pleasant sort of peaceful feelings, and the warmth that you might have felt for people, the love, the warmth. So so there's a lot we can do. I've been consulting Vasantra's book again. This is The Heart by Vasantra, and I find some really useful bits of information in here. He's obviously a very experienced meditator, Vasantra, and he's very good at putting things across and giving examples from his own experience that really bring alive what he's conveying. So I'm very pleased to have his book as a resource. So we've got this precious few minutes before we actually start at 7, and it's good to sort of use your time, not just let time drift away. So even just a few minutes, I always remember how at Breathworks in Manchester, we used to have this routine of on the hour, I would ring a bell and everyone would stop and we'd meditate for 3 minutes. Now, 3 minutes doesn't sound very long at all, does it? But you do come out of that meditation in a different space, a different mental state. And all you need to do is just sit quietly, be aware of the breath. And your mind is really pleased to have that opportunity to move things on. So give your mind that bit of space that it needs. And this is something you can do at various times in the day. There's no need for bells or formal meditation. Good morning, Lynn. Hope we've caught you before work. So I think it's a question of embracing the meditation, not just doing it as a minimal thing. Finding, well, I'm going to make this more my way of life. So you'd be aware of metta, aware of loving kindness, at various points during the day. Like Vasantra points out, when you hear some news about someone, maybe you hear there's been some fortune or someone's had a loss or something like that. You can respond. You can decide to sort of send out some loving kindness to that person. I'm sure it all helps. I'm sure that when you wish someone well, I'm sure it does have some kind of effect. Good morning, Isabel. Glad to have you on board. So I was dipping into Vasantra's book, and a couple of things really leapt out. He talks about using what he called dead time. Morning. So this is when you might be stuck in a traffic jam, waiting for a bus or train, in the departure lounge. These are times when very often you can just let them go by. Good morning, Sarah. But there are also opportunities, because you've got a bit of free time, even if it's just a few minutes, you can tune in to your heart, to your heart center. And you're not at the mercy of external situations. You can decide, well, I'm going to try and contact the warmth and the love inside me and perhaps direct it. Morning, Rose. And, these opportunities are coming along all the time, aren't they? That moment or two after you've had your breakfast, the walk down to work, whatever it is, there are opportunities. So if you can direct yourself to making the most of those, you're not just relying on this morning meditation to set you up for the whole day. You're going to reconnect with it at various times. I think that can become quite a regular habit. As I say, we used to have this thing of just focusing on the breath. 3 minutes, you wouldn't think much could happen in 3 minutes, but the mental states when you come out are very much improved on what confusion you took into the meditation. So yes, good morning, and we'll start. We're doing the loving kindness meditation, and as usual, we'll be doing the 5 stages. The tricky stage for a lot of people, including me, has often been the first stage, the directing loving kindness towards yourself. If you've been brought up in a culture or a family or an institution where yourself wasn't really supported and encouraged, it can be very difficult to turn that around. But we can learn to love ourselves. Morning, Andrea. And this might be the work of a long time, but it can be done. And the benefits are not just for yourself. You will influence and affect other people. If you can sort of develop love towards yourself, it's a great gift for others as well. So it's very important that we do. And maybe we get into the habit of when people say positive things about us, let it in, hear it. I've been very bad in the past at if I've had a compliment, just no, really no, kind of pushing it back. But that's not very good. It's respectful for a start for the people who are telling you things, who are rejoicing in you or pointing out your positive qualities. Let that appreciation in. But it's a gift, isn't it? And we should receive gifts. So if you find people are saying positive things about you, do hear it, do allow it in. Be respectful to the people who are conveying this information, and it might sort of have a radical effect on your experience of yourself. To remember, to savor, to nurture those positive things people have said, and the meditation builds up from there. If we can get a good established base of self-love, we've got more to take into the next stage with the friend. So we'll do the meditation in the usual way. Start with the developing kindness towards ourselves, then developing kindness, love towards a good friend. And then we move on to the so-called neutral person, the person you see, but you don't really know. And then the person we have difficulties with, really interesting stage where you can make radical changes. And then from there, we think in terms, or we try to develop well-wishing, the intention to convey love to everyone. We take it out gradually, from our own environment, our own locality, till eventually we're going right around the world with this intention. Morning, Suzanne. Good to see you. So it's a beautiful practice. It really is. And we can explore it. We more of it. You've not done it at 7:34 or whenever we finish. You could see it as something you take into the day and return to it at moments. I think that's a great habit to cultivate. I'm going to try and remember it more myself, to keep returning to it. And make it more a sort of feature of your day, of your life. There are lots of opportunities to just have that quiet moment with yourself when you focus on warmth, love, focus on the heart, come back to this heart region around the chest, and sort of think in terms of loving kindness for others, and radiating out loving kindness, and imagine seeing people lighten up and be friendly. If we can be warm-hearted and friendly, that will have have a big effect on others. We will change the relations with others. So we'll get into the practice. Just a minute or two setting up. Maybe being aware of the contact with the ground, the feet. I think the more that we can be in touch with our physical experience, the more grounded we're going to be, and it's a better starting point for meditation. So yes, so the feet on the ground, be aware of your bottom on the seat or the cushion, and spend a moment or two getting in touch with those feelings, experiences. Be aware of the body as a process. There's all sorts going on. Then you might scan the body. Are there any parts that are asking for some attention? Like at the moment, I've got some a slight discomfort in the shoulders, in the shoulder blades around that area. Be aware of the hands. That's an obvious one. Are they relaxed? Good morning, Chris. Is the chest a bit tight, or can it be more expansive and open up a bit? And then the shoulders, are they a bit tense? Could they relax, go down a bit? And it's always good to scan the face. Is there a chance of a hint of a smile? And then the head. Very often there's tension in my forehead. So what I need to do is just lightly brush it away. In my imagination, just caress it or brush it away. The same with the back of the head. For some reason, that's a place where tension can gather. So after a few minutes of that kind of overview of the body, you might find that, it is changing. You are relaxing. And you can focus on the breath. Be aware, are you breathing a bit high up? Could it be more relaxed and lower down? And it's good if you take 1 or 2 deep breaths in and just let out a sigh. Just let all that go. Whether it's anxiety or overstimulation or whatever's going on for you, just breathe in the cool air and breathe out all the stuff that's going on. I think sighing is a very undervalued phenomenon. Let it all go. So now, the loving kindness meditation. And in this first stage, developing loving kindness towards ourselves. We're a precious human being. We're deserving of love. We might drop in a phrase, something like, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be making progress. And just watch for the response. See if there's a response in your heart to this desire, this wish. Maybe you're aware of feelings within you, not all of them perhaps very warm and loving. Maybe you're a bit troubled and anxious, but try and bring love to that. Whatever you're feeling, you can recognize those feelings and be kind towards them. It's okay to feel what you feel. The warmth and love you bring to yourself could be in the form of light and warmth, and you direct that towards yourself and to your heart. Imagine yourself being embraced. Perhaps reconnect with a time when you were happy and you felt warm and loving. You remember the positive things people have said about you. They may have even said they like you, so you have to believe that. You have to let it in. The fact that you're doing this practice here, it says a lot about you. You know, you've got positivity, you've got good intentions. We're good people. So may you be well, may you be happy, may you be making progress in your life. Now in the second stage, we're directing loving kindness towards a good friend. So we want them to be well and happy. We might even imagine seeing them, you know, we're radiantly happy. We might remember tender moments we shared, even moments of tears, but that closeness with a real dear friend. Maybe bring in appreciation. You really appreciate what they do for you. And ideally, we feel gratitude. We're blessed to have really good friends. So appreciate the friend you're focusing on. In your imagination, you might have a conversation with them, appreciating them, rejoicing in their strengths, their merits, their kindnesses. So may they be well. Imagine them being happy and pleased with the direction of their lives. Now, in this next stage, it's the so-called person we don't know, the person, the neutral person. We might put a face to them, but we don't have feelings for them either way. But now we try to make them more of a person, more of a human being, and we wish them well. And we bring in our imaginations. Bear in mind they've got friends, relatives who love them. In your imagination, you can initiate contact, maybe a smile, Just try to see them more as a person. You could imagine that person in other situations with family and friends. Your experience of them is a very narrow, just a part of their lives. You could see them as a potential friend. So then may they be well, happy, making progress, living a good, healthy life. Now we come to the person you have difficulties with. So it could be a friend where something's gone a bit wrong, or it might be that you just don't get on with this person. It might even be that they've done you a great disservice. They've betrayed you in some way. And this is a challenge to turn round these feelings. So you can focus in two ways. You can focus on yourself and your feelings, and then focus on the person themselves. But focusing on your own feelings, you could ask, do I want to be feeling this? Do I want to be feeling these difficult feelings? So that might be a good place to start, to try and bring some warmth into your own heart. And then focus on the other person. And if you can, forgive what they've done. You be the adult. You be the one to initiate forgiveness and some feeling of friendliness. What we experience is just a part of that person. Remember, they have people who love them. They have friends and family. There's more to that person than the difficulty that we experience. So we have the intention, the wish that they'd be well and happy. If you find you're being dragged down by difficult feelings, it's fine to retreat to the first stage and develop loving kindness towards yourself. Reconnect with that warmth. And don't worry if you're not feeling gushing feelings of love towards this difficult person, the person you experience as being difficult. It starts with the intention. You can bring yourself behind that wish. In your heart, you can begin to forgive and perhaps understand. So we have the intention, we have the wish. May they be well and happy, making progress. May the difficulties dissolve. And now in the last stage, we're starting to direct loving kindness out towards the world. So we start by reconnecting with the previous four people. That's ourselves, the good friend, the neutral person, and the person we have difficulties with. And then we start to move outwards. We include everyone in our household, everyone around us. May they all be well and happy. And then our locality, around where we live. And we can imagine all the people going about their business, whether they're getting children ready for school or going off to work or whatever they're doing. May they all be well. May they all be happy. And you keep expanding outwards. Imagine the warmth, the love for the whole of your town, whether it's Nottingham or Monmouth or York or Chorley, Blackburn, wherever you are. May everyone there be well, happy, You can think of people in particular places. Perhaps you have friends in London or in Manchester. So think of them and wish them well. Cover the whole country with this desire for the well-wishing, for people to be happy. And gradually move out, right across Europe. There's no boundaries, there's no countries that we see as enemies. May everyone everywhere be well and happy, making progress in their lives. Include the animals, every living being, may they all be well and happy. May people be at peace and making progress. So I wish you all a good day. I'm going off on my holes after breakfast, so I'll be missing next week. But I will think of everyone at this time on the Wednesday morning, and yeah, I hope you can take some of the flavour, some of the experience of loving kindness, take it into your day, and I'm sure it has a good effect on both ourselves and other people. As Shaki Padar said, it's a beautiful practice. So thank you, Lynn. Yeah, have a good day yourself. Same to you, Isabel. Yeah, we've got something very precious to offer the world, so it's good if we nurture it and look after ourselves. Thank you, Philippa. So go well, everyone. You too, Chris. And yeah, I wish you well. And yeah, let's keep up the good work. Thank you now. Bye-bye.